it causes suppressed rainfall over the region. And then from there, we can actually see that even before people recover, so if you look at, I can't find the pointer, but if you look at from MAM 2018, and then you go to 2019, you can see that people, when we also move
data. And the way to go is combine observations with the satellite so that we come up with the data that can be used to train the model. So to increase our observation stations so that we can ideally use only observed data, we need to invest more in station network through government soft funding, but this is mainly going to list developed countries and working with other partners to be able to increase our observation network. The other bullet is the use of suitable satellite rainfall estimates. For the machine learning model we are using in these projects, we are using IMAG satellite products. For each country, they need to carry out this study to know which satellite estimate is good for their region. And we have done an evaluation for Kenya, and we have identified a suitable satellite product that we can use meanwhile as we aim to expand the observational network. So this is the evaluation we did for Kenya, and you can see CMOF RFE emerge as the best data set to use for this, to train the model. During that exercise, we evaluated, we compared the satellite estimate rainfall with observed rainfall. And the screen might not bring out the colors very well, but you can see the one on the right, the red color is high rainfall. You can see it is darker in the observation than in the raw satellite on the left. So we combined satellite data and for RFE with observation station. And we are able to come up with a better representation of the rainfall. The improvement we get out of combining satellite with the observation. This is also another day, March 24. We are using CMOF satellite products. Again, you can see there is improvement when you combine them. So really this is to bring the aspect of, since we have challenges in observation data, the best way forward is to combine whatever observational data we have with the suitable satellite for a particular country. So that was my presentation. I beg to stop there. Thank you.
This panel discussion will be moderated by Marceline, so I'll hand over to her.
So thank you very much to our panelists. So I'll start with Dr. Bob. Maybe just to know a little bit, we have machine learning now, but within NMHs, we have always been producing forecasts with our traditional forecasts. So we'd want to learn a little bit more in terms of like how do these two complement each other, if that's what you think, or maybe you think like they should not be complementing each other.
Well, thank you very much, moderator. Well, for us to understand how machine learning or AI will complement our current systems, it's better to understand, for everyone to understand what is ongoing, what has been the practice over the years. The technology in the field of metrology, as you may be aware, has been progressively changing in recent years. We started some years ago making forecasts from first principle, where we would draw charts and for the previous day, yesterday, then today, then you'll be able to say, okay, based on this observation, the charts, this is likely to be the forecast. Somewhere around there, we went into statistical approaches where we had statistical models to generate the forecasts. Later, we evolved into numerical weather predictions. We were using dynamical models, and we are still using those dynamical models and many other approaches. Today, we are talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, which is expected to add value to the forecast. Now, based on the presentation by Marceline and our good friend from Kenya, it's clear that machine learning will add value to the quality of higher accuracy, since the target is for the end users to take action, early action. It has to be given in a timely manner. Now, based on what has already been presented, it's clear that there will be an added value to the quality of the forecast, that is the accuracy and the timeliness. I mean, how fast the forecasts are generated will also be improved, meaning that the overall intention of generating and sharing the forecast will be met by giving high quality early warning information and in a timely manner that will support action from the side of the end users. So I don't want to say we are already effectively running this in our systems. We are currently doing validation. We are validating this system using machine learning ahead of embracing it. We want to be sure that it is actually adding value. It has added value in Kenya, in Ethiopia. It has also added value. But we want to have our own opinion that, okay, this is actually adding the real value that we need ahead of embracing it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bob. And I think you mentioned something very interesting there, that people used to look at weather charts. So that would really mean you'll take a lot of time before you issue out a forecast. And advancements of technology has made it much easier to just condense all that information rather than looking at all the maps. And to you, Hannah, I would like to know a little bit. I know Onesmus did discuss a little bit about the observational data sets that are currently being used. Maybe just your perspective in terms of data and what you want to see in the future in terms of the data sets that we are utilizing for training the machine learning methods.
Yes, thank you, Marceline. I think my colleague already said that we are using the IMAG satellite dataset, which is global, and it has a resolution of 1 degree, that is approximately 10 kilometers. That is what we are currently using for the model, the machine learning model. But as he has highlighted, there are those specific problems with satellite data, and because it is not able to actually capture the localized effects within a country or within a region. Like in the case of Africa, he's already mentioned, we have very diverse topography. We have both the lowlands and the highlands, and these global data sets are not able to actually capture these localized effects. Like if I would take the example of the East African region, we have the effect of the Lake Victoria. We also have the effect of the Indian Ocean, and of course the diverse topography that the satellite in learning. But again, I think moving forward, we should use satellite data, but that has been bias corrected using the
So thank you very much, Hannah, for highlighting that the future is mostly us also exploiting the Earth observation rather than us just focusing on station data, but trying to use both the Earth observation and the station data for us to create a better network of data. So I'll move to you, Abnet. So Abnet is the anticipatory action lead within Ethiopia. So for you, I would want to know a bit of, from your own perspective, like when you think about this information that are coming from the NMHs, in your opinion, what is really the most urgent need for your early warning systems?
Thank you, Maslin. So, at the early warning system has main components, especially on the timeliness, interpretability, accuracy, and localization. We need information which could tell us about the magnitude of the hazard, where will be occur, when, and how many people will be affected. So this can help us to inform our decisions to take anticipatory actions. So regarding the timeliness, we need a sufficient lead time to to consider the operational process to be implemented during that time, and this will also help us to avert the potential risk. Regarding the localization, at the the forecast information is mostly spatially granular. To make it most relevant, especially in the local context, it needs to be downscaled enough to the local context to capture the variabilities in the locality. Regarding also the interpretability, the forecast needs to be usable and actionable. This can help us to translate the early warning information into actions. Thank you.
So thank you. Okay.
Hi, colleagues. My name again, William Wanyonyi from Kenya, Nairobi, and we are working towards enhancing Kenya's early warning system, along with collaborating with the National Drought Management Authority. So I'll just be quick to the question to Madam Agnes. For the early warning system in Ethiopia, looking at the local context, how are you? Are you looking forward to incorporate socioeconomic indicators or the socioeconomic component in the early warning systems?
But we can also have incorporating the socioeconomic data. I think that is one thing that is coming up in terms of the IBF. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the question. So in Ethiopia context, current and the early warning information is related with the specific sectoral offices from agriculture, livestock, water, and related informations. So regarding adding the socioeconomic indicators, government is working to digitalize the system and also to strengthen the early warning system to transfer to down the community. So this might be the one aspect of the early warning information components to included in the system. Thank you.
Yes, just to mention that in Kenya, we are working very closely with the National Drought Management Authority. We are issuing standardized index. In short, we call it the SPI forecast. That is used by IGMA in their drought early warning system. We have two categories for SPI into alarm worsening. And this is not just the one that we use. We also include the socioeconomic standardized precision index forecast. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Maybe just to add on what my colleagues have mentioned, inclusion of socio-economic information, the forecast is very essential, because then if a region is expected to receive enhanced, for example, precipitation, if you know the number of people in the place and their level of vulnerability, then the information given will be more useful. Currently, we, as mentioned by Anna here, we generate the forecasts, we bring the stakeholders together from different sectors, sector experts, discuss the implication of the forecast to their respective sectors. And this is collected and shared as the forecast with advisories incorporated. So the component of socioeconomic bit is handled by the Office of the Prime Minister on our side, which is responsible for response and preparedness. But we are in discussion through the early warnings for all initiative to ensure that all the pillars are strengthened, and so that when the information gets out, it will be usable, understandable, and can be easily interpreted by the locals. Thank you.
I hope Dr. Asame now. So we will not give you time to rest from the plenary. We will just straight away fire questions to you. So we have heard a bit about the machine learning in terms of what does it present, and then we also heard from Hannah in terms of data, and then also around questions of what humanitarian institutions might need. We all know for them to actually take action, this forecast information needs to be accurate. So the question for you is more on what are some of the strategies that you have in place to validate and benchmark these machine learning methods that are coming up?
Thank you, Dr. Masrin. Good afternoon, all. So as you know, nowadays, due to the impact of climate change, climate extremes like droughts, flash flood, landslides significantly occurred and affected the global economy as well as the economy of the Ethiopia. For example, we have frequent occurrence of drought over the southern half of Ethiopia due to the failure of consecutive rainy seasons. So the impacts may affect different socio-economic activities, including the environment. So this is due to early warning system. Previously, we do have coordination among different stakeholders as well as entities. So that's to minimize this impact as well as to enhance early warning systems. The Ethiopian Meteorological Institute has been working with different governmental as well as non-governmental organizations in order to enhance our own short-range to long-range forecasting. So that's nowadays the Ethiopian Meteorological Institute implementing artificial intelligence in order to enhance our own short-range forecast. We are working with IGAD Climate Prediction as well as Climate Prediction and Application Center, as well as Ethiopian Artificial Intelligence Institute. Recently, we are piloting the SIGAN, the conventional generative adversarial network, and we incorporated this system into our existing platform, and we are utilizing this IGAD in order to enhance our own short-range to medium-range forecast, so that the Ethiopian Institute has different strategies. For example, enhancing the capacity of our own experts. For example, we have existing masters as well as PhD students who are working on emerging sciences, like machine learning, artificial intelligence institute. So moreover, also deploying different high-performance computers or systems in order to deploy this intelligence incorporated into existing system. Moreover, the institute is working with different governmental as well as non-governmental organizations in order to share experience, in order to learn emerging sciences and deploy the sciences and implement to our own short-range to long-range forecast. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's really good to know that there is now increased collaboration with those that are doing research, where the Artificial Intelligence Institute is also helping in terms of developing some of these techniques. So I think over the years, you would really hear people talking a lot about the ethical considerations. So I'll pose this to you, to the Commissioner for Uganda. When it comes to artificial intelligence, I think a lot of people also start getting cringy about it because they think their data is not protected and all those things, and yeah, people might steal away their information. So from your opinion, what are governance or ethical considerations should guide the use of AI?
Thank you very much, Marceline, for the question. Well, what we know is that AI, machine learning, thrives with data. And every member state in the region has considerations for cost recovery efforts meant to be able to maintain the equipment and the process therein. So in Uganda particularly, we have gazetted rates by the ministry, which is supposed to be used by everybody using the data, so that some little money is brought back into the system to maintain the equipment and ensure that there is sustainability. Given that AI is looking at our meteorological data, basically, I don't see any unique aspect on the issues of theft of data, because over the years we have shared these data sets widely, and at the regional level we also make our contribution to IGAD through ICPAC to what the ideas to the regulation, so that we work with the data set basically for the generation of the forecast to save lives and properties. Thank you.
So looking forward, do you see machine learning
To Africa, and my colleague from accurate and climate forecast. And once we planning to be able to produce our climate forecast, now the transformational aspect, cost effective, both in terms of time and also the resources. So if once we are able to know that the machine learning forecasts are reliable, it's a good opportunity even for developing countries, especially in Africa, that do not actually have access to this forecast can be produced within a short period of time, means that communities at risk, especially in Africa, can actually be able to get this information on time and act what we call agility. But what we've seen with machines, it's a possible way of decision, because organizations, even individuals, can make a decision on what probability act on, so that I'm able to avoid the adverse impacts of vulnerable stable and a more aspect. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Hannah. So apologies to everyone. I think our technology keeps let to hear from EMI, like in terms of machine learning, if you think about it in the next 10 years, how do you see it transforming the weather and climate services?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Maslin. Yeah, right now we enhance our own short-range.
Creating a repository for the different initiative. On a repository aim is to have a platform for knowledge share. Technical expertise are shared. So for example, what is ICPAC doing and another. So we are hoping to create a platform where expertise and lesson learned can be shared. So we would be happy to collaborate on those areas. Thank you very much.
So it looks like there are no more questions from the audience. So maybe like just to add on to what Abubakar was saying, like these platforms are there. If you also visit the ICPAC website, www.icpac.net, you'll also be able to find the different watches, East Africa Hazards Watch, Drought from. Oh, there's a question. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I'm a researcher, also academia. I also one question regarding to machine learning. Does me you have nowadays machine learning is not a currently model to forecasting environmental or any others. But my question is regarding to machine learning is how to make interpretability the interpretation methods that we know that is a statistical method and the machine learning method is more different. So it is maybe is very, very difficult to interpret. Now, how you use this one? This is my question.
So thank you very much for the question. I guess your question is more on how do you use machine learning in terms of interpreting some of the outputs that you get. Huh? So from the panelists, do we have reactions?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for your excellent question. Regarding the interpretation, as you said, as previously mentioned by my colleagues, we are not yet fully incorporated this artificial intelligence into our system. However, we are evaluating, assessing the skill, the predictability skill of artificial intelligence, potentially to predict short-range forecasting. So that, as you said, capacity building on this regard is very important.
It's a slow onset, and if I embrace anticipatory reaction, we can actually be able to reduce the impact.
The development of the early warning information and dissemination of the information so that it reaches the last mile as fast as possible. Thank you.
So thank you very much to everyone. We can give a round of applause to ourselves, both the audience and the panelists. Thank you.